A lot of us be like, I don't know how this guy broke my heart. Because you didn't believe the fact that he was an asshole because he showed you that he was a jerk. Like, he showed you that.
So this is an impromptu video that I didn't even think that I was gonna do. Sorry, I got a cough. One of my favorite people. But I realized that I have an accepting problem. And as I work on my feminine energy, I realized one of the biggest component of femininity is receiving. And as I thought about it, receiving and acceptance are the same thing. But the particular problem of acceptance that I deal with is accepting true people colors, accepting the reality of the situation, accepting myself, to be honest. I have a huge perfectionist trope that I deal with that develops in different ways that might not show as typical perfectionist does, but for me, my perfectionism makes it hard for me to accept some characteristics of myself that I determine that is unacceptable by the world. I'm learning to accept situations such as when someone show you who they are, believe them. And I know that seems crazy. Well, not even crazy. It seems like a cliche thing, but we do not ever accept someone when they tell us or show them who they are. Or neither do we accept our own intuition when we had a clue in the beginning, but we did not accept that truth. A lot of us are not even in the reality of certain situations. I do believe in the power of manifesting your own reality, but there's a time where your reality in your head versus the reality that God wants you to live conflicts. They clash with each other, and the reality that I want to live is always within God's purpose. And for me, it has to do with me getting over accepting. I thought about acceptance because as I was going through the 5 steps of grief, and I thought about my life, like, okay, do I go through all these processes every time I lose everything? And as I went through all the steps, I felt like I mastered them all, but I realized that last part of acceptance kept me stuck. It kept me in a cycle of repeating because I did not accept. So when you don't accept something, sometimes God, the universe, puts you in a situation to learn again till you're forced to accept it. And I'm trying to learn how to get out of accepting when it's too late. Another thing that I'm working on accepting is, like I talked about, accepting myself as a person, but all of me, like accepting the situation that I am in, and also accepting the role that I played to put myself in a situation. Like most of us have to accept the fact that we put ourselves in these places. We control our own reality to the fullest, and we can control what we have coming into our life, but we also can control what leaves out of. And also, pause, I'm accepting that I don't even have control over anything. Like, we do have control. Let me correct myself, but you don't have control of anything outside of yourself and what that truly means. I am accepting what that truly means of when you do not have control outside of yourself. And so some people, unlike me, I'm like, okay, well, I'm learning this concept of not controlling things outside of myself. And it translated to me accepting things that were not acceptable. And so just because you can't control things that are not outside of yourself, what that means is you can control your action and what you allow to engage in, and accept the fact that how it makes you feel. I didn't know this, but that is why we cannot receive everything that God wants us to receive, because we are too busy not accepting the things that God wants to end. Because a lot of the stuff that we're supposed to accept helps us pivot, or it intercepts and directs us where we need to go. And I'm learning this, and it sucks. It absolutely sucks, because whoever thought that receiving would be so hard? And that's why a lot of us operate out of wounded feminine energy. Like, I feel like I have all the other qualities down back. Disregard this hat to the back. But the receiving part, and I didn't know that you just need to accept a lot more things, and not in the conditional way that you think you need to accept. You need to accept the truth, accept your feelings, accept people for who they are, accept endings, accept beginnings, accept change. Just truly accept, so you can start to truly receive what your heart desires. Ooh. That made me think about, like, at Christmas when you were a kid. Not even like at Christmas, but like in general, like the principle of like, hey, Like, I'm an auntie. I'm an auntie of a lot of kids, like over 20 plus nieces and nephews since I was age of 2. And I would always be like, I would give them something. And the kids who react to what I give them, they will be better off receiving what they want from me. And now that I think about it, God is the same way. Like, where they give you something, and if you can't accept it, then how can they give your desire? Because what they have to give you is a part of the building blocks of receiving what you have desired to receive. Right now I'm going on a tangent, but yeah, I'm learning how to accept things, and it's not easy. And I'm putting in the action plan on how I'm going to accept. Number one, I'm not arguing. I'm not going to. Honestly, I don't know. I'm working on it. But the only thing I can think about is that believe. The way you can accept is believe. And a lot of us be like, I don't know how this guy broke my heart. Because you didn't believe the fact that he was an asshole because he showed you that he was a jerk. Like, he showed you that. You didn't believe it. You didn't accept that because you had your own reality. But, like, in order to morph your perfect reality, you have to accept what's there so you can move towards what you want. Oh, learning a lot. So we'll see. Let's accept more.